Hello, this is Rock Cut Ministry, Blueshift. I hope everyone has been getting their midwinter routine down with their fitness and healthy eating. And it is very important to have supplements this time of year, especially vitamin C and your B complex vitamins. Healthy living has a lot to do with living as the temple of the living God. He wants to flow through us, and when we have our eating habits under control, then He is free to move through us. Now the Lord is starting to pick up speed now, and He wants to do miraculous signs here in the United States, in the local church, and in your home. And when you start being more in tune with His presence, then He will start speaking to you about different things that you've never thought of before. He is introducing the new wine, and it's a very exciting time to be here in the last days. And Blueshift is the higher frequency. And there's a lot to be said about the blue in our lives. And we will touch base on that article I read. I will introduce that next time. And I just pray that everybody is walking in good health, keeping each other in check, keeping tabs on one another, encouraging one another in the Lord. You know, sometimes our lives seem to be boring or nothing new happening, but it's very important that you maintain on the path. Go to work, because when you least expect it, the Lord is going to surprise you. So we need to encourage one another to get together, to praise and worship Him, and listen to our pastor speak the word, because he hears from God as well. Great things are happening, and we don't want to miss out, because it brings peace to our minds. Now, we always often picture what it would be like not living in a corruptible body. And it is a extremely powerful thought to think of ourselves outside of these bodies and in a body that is incorruptible. So we need to stay in the Word and keep thinking what the Lord wants us to do with our lives. He wants you to be happy. There's a lot of marriages out there where people, sure, they have the big home, you know, and it's all pretty and clean, but sometimes, you know, the marriages aren't what it's cracked up to be. You know, a lot of these people don't know the Lord, and they they don't go to church. They've never gone to church. You would be surprised at how many people out there have never gone to church. So they're a clean slate of people out there just waiting for a fresh word to be spoken their way, opening a new realm of living, of healing, restoring, a refreshing. The Lord is refreshing people, and it is amazing. Because when you're refreshed, you're following His voice, and the voice of a stranger you will not follow. That's right. So if you're in a marriage and you're just not going the way the Lord wants you to go, you're just following your spouse, and your spouse isn't really going anywhere, the Lord is going to refresh, and then you will start to follow Him and no one else. So when people want to get married, they need to get married to someone who loves the Lord, and He is their number one. Because once the Lord is your number one, you will treat your spouse in a totally different respect, especially when you have the same type of relationship with God. That's heaven on earth. Peace with one another, love with one another, the love that brings about the fruits of the Spirit. And you have an understanding, and there's a trust. So back to our fitness. Every morning, I want everyone doing a 15-minute cardio and a 15-minute muscle toning. And don't forget to try and drink as much water as possible. I know in the winter it's hard because it's so cold out. But try to... the healthier you have in the morning, the better. Like for breakfast, a power-packed smoothie with, let's see, I've been drinking a smoothie with the protein whey in it. Because you need protein to build muscle to burn fat. And that shake is really awesome. You don't even need expensive ingredients. I squeeze orange in it. I put a banana in it. And I use almond milk. Unsweetened. And you can put whatever you want in it, and it tastes great. And you have your protein. Also, it doesn't hurt to have a green drink once in a while. You can get greens on the go by a company called It Works. And if you want more information on that, I have an awesome supplier. Just message me about it. It's the most inexpensive green drink I have found. And it has all the nutrients of greens that you need to oxygenate your body. So I've been thinking about why it's so difficult for people to maintain friendships. Friendships are made to last, and then there's some that just fizzle out, mainly because of lack of interest in same areas of life. When you go through a hard time and you need to press through, two peas in a pod only know each other. If you don't ever branch out and think beyond your pod, then you're going to remain the same. So when you're talking to different people, you need to rub elbows with people. You need to have those friendships with people to help you rethink what you're doing. People who are on a good path and have success. When I get really tried, and when you get through a trial, it's the best. And if you're not talking to someone who knows how to get you through that trial, then you just sound like you're complaining all the time. When you're just trying to get through that trial, it's like walking against a hurricane. You're just like, why does this have to be so frustrating? Why is this so hard? It's okay. You're just pressing through and it'll pass, and then peace will come. And everyone needs to branch out and not bicker about the same thing to someone with the same problems. Chatting is good, as long as you're chatting about things that will prosper in the Lord. Our soul prospers. Our minds and the things we think, it just depends on what you're really thinking about. I don't talk about things that are in the past, because I'm moving forward. And I am looking forward to the great things that God has prepared. He has prepared your path, and you have great things ahead. And I'm excited to hear testimonies about people who are being saved and healed, and miraculous things are happening. Because you know what? The way Jesus brought new life to his family and the disciples, they saw him do great and wondrous things, and those things are coming back. So everybody better get your seatbelts on, because you're going to be going for a great ride. And I look forward to sharing the great things the Lord has done in the past few years in my life. Have a blessed day in the Lord.